And seriously, don't try and confidence build and then break confidence. Because that's what a lot of people are like, trying to be confidence builders. I win. If you can't hurt people physically, you'll try and hurt them mentally, and so on, and emotionally. It's not moralistic, is it, to do that? So if I give you my number or my contact details, then I choose to. If somebody else passes them on without my consent, then that is what you do not pass the book on, or you do not pass confidentiality on without people's consent. And you do not certainly breach consent, or you do not breach contracts. Evening, welcome to the live. How are we all doing? And you certainly don't pass somebody's gamer tag on without them knowing, somebody's PSN name without them knowing, because it's classed as breaching of consent. We all have reasons why we don't want people knowing addresses, knowing accounts, knowing things, because it isn't appropriate to do. And oh dear, I've even noticed that the bottom of the thing where it normally says red, there is white now. And another thing, if you hack somebody, it's an invasion of privacy, an invasion of personal rights. I've already had my Facebook hacked and password changed. So whoever you are trying to socially do things to me, then you will muck yourself up and I will find out who and where you are. IP address. The police can find that out with somebody's IP address or even address. Or is it the police actually doing it? And when somebody is doing it to people, they basically, it's actually called invasion of personal space, invasion of privacy, invasion of identity theft. And not only that, it is a crime. The same as they will get compensation for it. You don't wreck people's lives and expect no consequences for it. That is why we are supposed to have a legal system. You dare take the piss out of my eyes or out of me being thingy. Because I have had it all my life. Do you really want me to show you who I am? And what I have got inside of me? And do you want me to let the rage out on you? Not really. Well then. I was born All Hallows Eve. Need I say any more? Pagan! Hello. People that try and humiliate me find out different. So you do not breach anything that you shouldn't. Remember, everyone has fuses. Everyone has repairs that need doing. And you can't blame people for things. For example, when somebody says, you can't say you, yeah, can I tell you something? But you can't say it because they know it's wrong anyway before they do it. And it's, don't tell no one, it's a secret. Nah. If people know that it's wrong to do, don't do it. For example, Amber Heard. She knew it was wrong. A lot of people knew things were wrong. That South African geezer that shot his partner through the bathroom door, he knew she was in there. Hi to viewers, how you doing? You okay? It's like, for example, when people cheat or what's it on someone, they expect them to just be, oh yeah, it's okay, blah 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 blah. No, it isn't. It isn't okay. Once is a mistake. Twice is okay, we can maybe sort it. 3 times, it's disrespect on yourself, it's disrespect on you and your partner. And it plays with people's emotions, people's feelings, people's health, people's appearance, makes them feel that they're not worth it with anyone. So then they feel a bit meh, sort of thing. So yeah. Hey up, how you doing? You okay? Oh, it's like that, is it? Coming in, coming out, dipping. We'll take a picture. Ooh, hello. Yes, I smoke cigarettes and what? Only tobacco, it isn't a spliff. No, it's not a spliff. There's only tobacco that's in this. Nothing that shouldn't be in it. Hey, big boy. Yeah. You're a pap. You're a paparazzi. Or you trying to get intel, or you trying to what? Or are you trying to actually be fingered? Trying to make people look bad. 'Tis amazing what slander does to your life. we all have regrets and sorrow in life. And we all don't need being reminded of stuff. Because when we get reminded of things or reminded of this, that, and the other, it starts to play on our mental well-being and our mental health and our physical health and so on. So, do they say that everyone that has their hair long, that they're neglecting themselves? No, they don't. It's got a lot to do with a lot of other stuff. Company you keep, respect of people, making somebody feel fearful for their life is a crime. That's why it's called witness intimidation. Everyone in life gets angry, hurts. Everyone goes through things in life. Grieves, as in grieving. So before you want to start and slander me again, think wisely what you are doing. Think wisely what you are trying to snoop with and who you are trying to snoop with. There's no reason or legal reason for people to actually look into stuff or to that is why that certain word That is why we have posts that says private and confidential. That is why we have things that say that legal or anything else. That little special word, private and confidential. So, and if you don't give somebody's stuff back to them, it is actually classed as theft. I have 2 or 3 guitars missing out of my collection. Now I play guitar. My Nevada guitar is missing. My black Epiphone Special is missing. And it is not appropriate to even try and take it. And if you buy somebody a guitar as a present and then you take it away, or you don't give them the guitar, that is not an appropriate thing to do. Because you don't wave something in front of somebody or something that somebody knows about and then say, you've not been behaved, so you can't have it. That's not the right way. Or you don't try and bribe somebody with something. Do we know what that is classed as? If you bribe somebody with something. Can the world or can YouTube tell me what it's classed as? Manipulation. And what else? It's like waving something in front of somebody and then taking it away. It ain't sums and it ain't maths. It means that somebody has got something mentally wrong. And if somebody does not actually want to be with somebody, but you say, I'll try and get them on your good side, you can't force somebody to be with somebody. There's a few songs that people have wrote about that. For example, Lewis Capaldi wrote a song about somebody that he truly admired and loved, or lost somebody that he truly admired and loved. And it was, I think it was All of You, or it was When Day Bleeds, that one. And to make somebody do something against their will isn't right either. Even authority can do that to people. Well, they think they can, but they can't. Nope. Nope. No, no, no. Do you understand? N-O. And to question somebody when they have said things is not right, because it is classed as interrogation. Now, why would you interrogate somebody when they've gave their answer? So don't try and interrogate me anymore, because it is classed as witness intimidation. So setting people up is classed as it. And when I went to a house place that I lived, they said, the first words they said to me was, "We haven't set you up to fail." But they did set me up. No, they actually set a robbery up. same as having a policeman say, come on, work quickly. Fucking try and pin it on me, and don't fucking try and pin shit on me. Don't put the blame on me. Don't put the blame on me. And there's times that people would like to live in harmony. And live fearless. Or life that they want to live. Because that old saying, wanted dead or alive, Bon Jovi wrote a song about exhaustion. That's what the song's about. And not only that, the song is about basically, how much you think. And another thing, don't try and borrow people for answers for this, for that. Because when you're trying to bribe people or take money off people, all you are doing is narcissistic ways. Because that's what a narcissist does. So, you never say to somebody, oh, if I do this, you never pay someone off. Because every single person has a right to be a parent or to be, an uncle, to be involved in people's lives. And no price will sort somebody. You never treat people bad. Because you literally hold your hands up and you say, sometimes people are as bad as each other. And when you go through, sometimes you never think that a partner will treat you like they have done, or hit you, or hurt you, or physically, mentally, emotionally. You never think that. But then they need to hold their hands up and say, yeah, I have caused this. Yeah, I have caused this person to, to be, to have mental breakdowns, to have meltdowns, to have thingy. It isn't right. And at the end of the day, people know what has happened or hasn't happened. Now, for example, investigations. That is very what's the that is very hard for people. And to keep on at somebody about stuff when they do it is actually classed as belittling, making somebody feel small, making somebody feel that small. It isn't appropriate, it isn't right to make somebody feel small. The problem with this world today, there's too many people that will make people feel small or feel bad about themselves. We all love and we all lost. We all love and we all have gone through loss. Now, yeah, this month is quite a tough month for me. And I'm probably not the only one that it's the tough month for. Well, I know I'm not. Going through things is not an easy thing to go through. Prolonging somebody's recovery is classed as abuse. Make somebody feel they're a shell of a person is not appropriate. It is trauma bonding, and that is not a good step. That is not a good step. Recovery is the best step. To hold somebody, to let somebody know you're there, is where it will help the recovery process. To say, you know what, bygones be bygones. Because recovery is the key. We've lost too many famous people, stars, because the media would not let them recover. Some of them took their own lives. Some of them was murdered and covered up. Some people was threatened. A couple of months ago, I got death threats. Do them people realise what they done with me when they threatened me? They didn't make me crumble. They didn't make me like thingy. They didn't make me crumble. They didn't make me scared. They opened my fuse. They opened my survival. So before you want to threaten me, or try and be aggressive, or try and be narcissistic behaviour towards me, then I wouldn't. Because you will just make me worse. You will see the side of me that people don't know. Or that have seen the side of me. And that remember that side of me. And don't want to be that person anymore. But if you want to see that side, carry on. Because a born survivor knows how to survive in the wilderness, in the jungles, in the fields, in the hostels, in everywhere else. So when that person or them people give me them death threats and stigma and said what they said to me, they lit the flame. They lit the beast inside. They lit the demon inside. They lit the tiger. They lit some old wounds that hadn't healed or had healed. Some fucking flashbacks, some memories that maybe I should have spoke out about years and years ago. But I was told that a man is supposed to be a survivor. A man is supposed to be the person. But sometimes a woman is what a good man needs. And sometimes it can be anything. A good person needs good and positive friends around, or good positive people, good positive feedback, good positive people around them, company around them, communities. And stop making people be so hard on themselves. Stop keep triggering people, making people remember things that they don't want to remember, that will bring out the nasty side of them. So when somebody says, you know, I didn't realise that person could play that guitar well, or sing that well, or play that drum, or play the drums well, or play a sport that well, then, you know, or be good at their job, or be good at a lot of different things. Being understanding sometimes helps people. Now, when I was younger, I did the Prince's Trust. So I went on Prince's Trust. And that was to try and my day up and things like that. And to try and make something of my life. But I had silly dickheads. There were some nice people on it, but I had silly dickheads that wrecked my life. For example, one of them that I met on the Prince's Trust assaulted me with a fucking knuckle duster and 2 other people. So it was 3-on-1. And he owed me a £5. I was good enough to lend him the £5 because he was short for money. So I lent him the £5. Instead of him passing me the £5 at the door, he didn't. He says, "Oh, I need you to come down the alley." So I says to him, I said, "What?" He says, "Oh, I've got people after me." Now, it was all set up. That was all set up. And I know it was. So he's put the duster on his hand. He's literally punched me. Punched me right there. The face of my cheek, like here, was out here. My eye socket was fractured. There was out here. And I actually got stabbed that night as well. It was in my back there. And it was only a 2-inch knife. Little 2-inch or 3-inch, I think it were. But it only scratched. Well, it didn't only scratch it. Yeah. But the blade wasn't sharp enough to do anything. So then, I shouted out for a family member, and the family member ignored me. So I went down and pretended that they had knocked me out when they hadn't. I was waiting for one of them to slip up. One of them found out, and the other one, they all run off after. They all run off like little pigs. They all went like as they all walked off, as they all run off over the trains, over the train lines, the train bridge. And I'd had a duster to my face and all this. I rang my mum and my stepmom. My stepmom said to me straight away, "Do you want me to come to see you?" I opened the door, or I think she said to me, "Leave the door open." So I left the door open. She came in. She's like, "Leave the door unlocked." She came in. She took one look at me and started crying. She said to me, my face was like the bloke out of the Goonies. Like sloth. And she was scared because I had facial swelling, real bad facial swelling. And real bad nerve damage and concussion. A right bad concussion. Same as when I was a child, I was always picked on. I was always beaten up. I was always bloody. I was always muddy. And that was because people used to pick on me. So my trousers used to get muddy. Because if someone picked on me, I used to punch the shit out of them. I used to kick the fucking head to it. And it got to the point where my parents said, stop fighting. It's not good. Because I used to go too far. I didn't just stop when I seen dead blood or anything. Till one day, I was about 11. I was getting picked on. And this lad was picking on me for years and years. This is what made me become like the Hulk. Humiliation, being bullied, violence against me, violence towards others, and so on. I ended up having somebody put my glasses in dog poo and then put them back on my face. So then they all thought it was funny to have done that. I took one of them lads to the ground. I rugby tackled him to the ground and then dragged him over to a curb and stamped on his face. I bust his jaw. And that was because what I might have been younger than that, I can't remember. But I might. But the thing was, he literally thought it was so funny and was the ringleader. Yes, he was the ringleader to have done it. Then when I was 18, he took the gold chain. He knows who he is. Took gold chain off my neck. Stole my 18th gold chain. And not only that, he got my sovereign in his face and it squashed on his face. So before you want to start with me, don't. I've been called a freak, I've been called all different names under the sun. I know what's true, and I know what's not. So before you want to literally start with me, have caution first before you start. Whoever you are. And when it comes to my family, when it comes to family members, do not double cross my family, or do not double cross me. Because if you are family, appreciate the fact you are family. Or if you're family friends, appreciate the fact that you are family friends to this family. Okay? Do I make myself heard and heard clearly? Are you talking to me? Or are you talking to me? There's so much shit that people will take in their lives. But there's a limit point. And not only that, when you have somebody that is meant to be your sibling's friend, but slags your sibling off to you, you don't speak about my children, you don't speak about my brothers, or my sister, or my sister-in-laws, or my nieces, or my nephews, or my step family, or my half family. If you are not family, then you can't have an opinion. If you are not friends of this family, then you cannot have an opinion. And if you want a tongue in your mouth, do not speak slanderous about my family, my friends, or anything like that. Not only that, mechanics are good with their hands. Tradesmen are very good with their hands. Butchers are. Like, it's still a trade, isn't it? Tradesmen. Same as bikers. Everything else. So do I make myself sound clear, heard clear now? 'Cause I ain't a little boy no more. There's a fair few people that I'd like to get answers from. There's things that I would like to know myself that need that closure with stuff. And I know who. Yes, hello? Or are you going to just sit there and not interact or anything? Because I've still got feuds from about 2015, 2014, probably as a child as well. Because everyone thought that they could treat me like an outcast. Or like a freak. Or like something out of a circus. Just because I was different. But I can fight the same way. Same as 17. Well, try seeing one of your friends die in front of you. Try holding one of your friends in your arms. Or because he took a stupid pill. Try holding your own child in your arms, not knowing if the child was going to live or die. And then people snooping through private and confidential letters that are only from my eyes only. So if I ask somebody to read something for me or to look at something for me, you will prove and you will literally promise that you will not breach confidentiality. Because if you go around chatting, it will be found out. You cannot breach somebody's confidentiality. You cannot breach somebody's personal information. That is why you have to sign a disclaimer. When you, for example, when you do any type of filmmaking or any type of music, you have to sign a copyright and you have to sign a copyrights disclaimer and you have to sign a disclaimer for the filming. Because if somebody goes on camera but doesn't want their face being shown or their voice being broadcasted, they don't have to Now, for example, quite a bit ago, I was in the city centre. Somebody stopped me, asked me a question. Didn't ask me to sign any paperwork or anything like that. So I was trying to ask them, what's it for? What's the recording for? What's it for? They wouldn't tell me. But they asked me a question that I didn't fully understand, and I didn't hear them because I've got tinnitus. So my ears were ringing, and the question that the person asked me, I didn't hear them properly. And the other geezer was laughing, joking. So I was laughing at what he was saying. So I didn't actually hear what the other person said. But then, because I answered the question wrong, or answered, he was like, look at you fucking weirdo, and all that shit. Now, if I then rose to it and kicked the shit out of him, he would have then gone, well, he's assaulted me. So, don't ask fucking stupid questions. And certainly, don't take personal information of somebody that it has nothing to do with you. That is why we have a birth certificate to prove who we are, and a passport, and everything else. And you don't take somebody's card off them. You do not take money. You do not make somebody feel in a hostile environment, a hostage place. You do not make somebody fear for their life, because it is not a hostage place. Do you think that you're clever being like that? Do you think it's appropriate being like that? Do you feel big and hard, or is it a turn on for you? Putting a knife to someone's throat, in someone's throat as well. You think I forgot, man? Me not forgot. It's amazing when you've got some family there in Jamaica. So before you want to start and be racist or anything, think. Because you don't know what will happen. What? Coffee. So I'm sober, ain't I? So think very wisely when you want to be racist around me. Because everyone can be, can't they? There's a lot of things that people can be what's it to somebody, but they've got problems themselves with it. Same as stepping on someone's hand. Breaking people's bones. Compensation for that, eh? Tried to kill someone. Mm. So you don't want to trigger me, do you? Because I will make a lot of people fear me. We're all people still. We all bleed the same. The only thing that doesn't bleed the same is a tree, because it's a sap. But a tree is still a living thing. Well, it is. So sometimes you should be more green to the environment. You look after your environment will look after you. And I ain't no hippie. I know about organics. And I know about wisdom as well. I know about a lot of wisdom. And yeah, I was always told I'm a wise man. Because I am. I am a wise man. And when I talk about something, I know what I'm on about because I have the experience. I've lived the experiences. Life experience gives you experience. For example, getting in people's faces will actually cause a trigger in them. Doing something to somebody to make somebody look bad will cause a trigger in them. What happened to people being enough for somebody or them? Being their self. What happened to that? What happened to appreciation for life, for that person. What happened to it? That is why we have so much conflict in this day and age. Sometimes people have to change the roads that they've walked, the life that they have lived. And sometimes it is because of people humiliating them. So they live that rough life. They live that life that ain't so nice. You don't get a nose like this for nothing. You try being somebody that grew up in a pub. And hearing people when they're sloshed, when they've had enough, when they've had enough alcohol, or sometimes, enough sniff or whatever. And there's chemicals in the brain. And then you sat there as a young teenager and you sat there watching the football. And somebody calls your stepmom a bitch. Your stepmom says, I ain't serving you no more, 'cause I think you've had enough. So then, the bloke turns round and gets aggressive and says, calls your stepmom a bitch. And that was it. That little teenager was me. I didn't call her a bitch, no. That teenager that was sat there watching the football and hearing some bloke call his stepmom a bitch and was very aggressive with her and wouldn't listen to her, and she asked him to leave and he wouldn't. So I had to get up. I was like 13, 14. And I got up and I grabbed him by the collar and I dragged him out of the pub. And then he tried to take a swing at me. But because he was that drunk, he fell on the floor. And I had to stop myself from punching him. Then I walked back in, sat down, calmed myself down, asked my stepmom if she was okay, and she just went, yeah. But the thing is, you don't do that. You don't take kindly to it. Whatever's in people's heart, love, appreciation, whatever, show it. Show love, not hate. For example, one of my big music influences has got a tattoo with the words love on his right arm. Probably because he has been the time where he's had his aggression, or he's had his anger, or he's had whatever, and he's had a tattoo to remind people to love each other. So when he looks at his arm, for example, he looks at his arm and it reminds him to show feelings to people, to love people, not to loathe, to love. And yes, it is okay to tell your friends or your family that you love them. And it is okay to embrace somebody, because it makes them feel alive. It makes them feel that people matter to them. So when you've not seen somebody for years, or you've not seen them and you've either had conflict with them, to end conflict, what do? Shake hands and have a hug. Shake hands and embrace. But there are people out there that will try and embrace somebody, but will stab them. Not the right thing to do. You shake hands. You have every good intention, not bad intentions. For example, I nearly lost my life in 2014. Now, a lot of people would be happy that that nearly happened to me. And some people maybe would be distraught if that had happened to me. Now, I know the people that would have been distraught. And I know the people that wouldn't have been. But the thing is, it got to a where it went to the police because he assaulted me with my guitars and my guitar stand and a lot of other family heirlooms. The police asked him what was his lawful impediment, why he did what he did. And he said he had no lawful impediment. Why? And because I know that he had no lawful impediment, why, it has played on my mind and my well-being. And it has broken me as a man. It nearly killed me. It practically did for a bit. I died and come back to life. But the thing is, I've had so many near-death experiences. But it has made me a stronger person as well. It hasn't made me thingy. But I would like to know why he did what he did. I might never know. But what he's got to realise is half of that case wasn't handled properly. He didn't even get into trouble for it properly. So in a way, I still have the right to this day to sue him for what? My school I went to, I have the right to sue them. Do I really want to open old wounds? Not really. There's a lot of things. I've been medically negligenced with a lot of things where I've literally known that I've wanted to sort something out and they've not done it. The doctors that I've been at have not done it properly, the dentists, this, that and the other. The opticians, have not took me serious. But then I've gone into the opticians and said, right, I need an eye test, blah, blah, blah. And they've gone, yeah, okay, do this, do that. But then they've said I've got a prescription for my glasses, but still charge me for them. Explain me that. When you have a prescription or you have a thing for your glasses that, because if somebody wears glasses, they have to wear them for a reason. Now mine is I've got a lazy eye in one of them and I've got pressure in my eyes and if I don't wear the glasses, my eyes turn because I was born cross-eyed. For some reason, my eyes were like that. So one eye was like here, I think, or there, and the other eye was up here. So it was like, but then I had to have an operation from 8 months old. I think it was like 8 months, or even 7 months. In and out of hospital, eyes, ears, nose and mouth and throat. And because of my operations, it affected my speech. So I had to have speech therapy and I had to have physiotherapy. And I had a lot of other problems, situations. That I had to have a lot of therapies. For example, speech therapy, physiotherapy, um, trauma therapy, this, that, and the other. And I had to have all that as a child. And now I've probably got to have it as an adult as well. So think how I feel as a person. And not only that, my children probably have got to have it as well. So think how I feel. There's a lot of things that have gone on in my life that are unsolved answers. In my children's life that are unsolved. Unsolved, I mean, not unsolved. My nieces, my nephews' lives, cousins, what's it? But the thing is, not everything is my fault. When I was born, I had a lot of problems while I was in the womb, when I was born. I had a lot of situations that wasn't easy. I had to be in an incubator because I was born smaller than every other baby, and I was underweight and so on. So I had to have these medications that would help me put weight on. And there was medications that I had as a child that stopped my development from a child. So then, when I got to my teens, when I got to like 11, 12, and every other person went into their growth spurts or their thingy, they were literally taller than me. My nickname as a kid used to be Wee Man, because they thought I had dwarfism. They thought I was small. I respect people that have it. It's not what's it. They are still people, no matter what. And I I got to the point where I used to pull at my legs, my arms, to make myself grow. I know it sounds weird, I know it sounds funny, but I used to literally go like this on my arms and pull at my arms and stuff, and my legs and everything, because I used to think that if I did that, my arms would grow bigger and my legs would grow bigger. But the thing was, they did. But because I was always medicated as a child, I didn't know what the feeling was of somebody being unmedicated. So then when I got to my teenage years, I started dabbling in drugs, and the feeling of being high or being drunk, it made me feel like I was medicated again. So I started self-medicate. And that was not the best thing to go down, the best route to go down. So then I got to the point where I started self-medicating. And then it started to become a problem. But then, now, I have health problems because of it. Because of different shit. So, when I was a child, my medication used to make me feel like I was on cloud nine. Like I was flying. But there were once that there was prescribed medication that was making me ill. It was making me poorly. It was making my digestion worse. It was making me very, very ill. So then I had to have goat's cheese, goat's milk, goat's butter, because I couldn't have dairy for some reason. So it would make me sick. And it would make me stools bad. And it would make me mucusy. But back in the day, back in the 80s when I was a child, you used to have to boil the milk in a saucepan, in a milk pan. And I always remember, as a child, I used to want a glass of milk. My mum used to go, "There's your milk on the side, but don't drink it yet because it's still warm." And I used to think that my mum wouldn't let me have it, and that my mum wouldn't watch it. Then, as a child, I started to comfort it. So then, my mum had to put a frigging lock on the fridge, which wasn't right. The locks on the fridge are only supposed to be for when you're moving something, when you're moving a fridge, or you're moving, it's in a camper van or something like that, to stop it swinging open when you're moving, when you're on the road. But it caused me to have comfort eating. What's it? But then it caused me to have an eating disorder as well, where I'd eat and eat and eat, and then I would make myself sick. And this happened as a child, as a teenager. Because I used to be quite a stocky person. I used to be quite fat. Still have a bit of timber on me now. But I used to eat and eat and eat, and then make myself sick. I used to use not toilet brushes, fucking toothbrushes. I used to stick it down my throat. Or I used to drink things that make myself sick. So the next time that you want to say to somebody, look at them, they're fat. Look at them, they're skinny. Look at them, think about whether they have a disorder. Think about whether they have an eating disorder or not, and what you will do to them. Saying, "Oh, look at that bastard, he's fat. He's a fat bastard, isn't he?" But you don't know what it will do physically and mentally to them, and how it will make them feel. Sometimes it's better to tell somebody that have had weight issues, weight problems, that have literally done different ways of getting weight off, different types of ways, some unhealthy ways to get weight off. And it scars your body outside and inside because you have stretch marks from weight. And you have things that are not right, and you never feel comfy with your body, with anything, because you look at yourself in the mirror or a reflection, and sometimes you think, fat bastard, and sometimes you think, oh no, you're looking good. Sometimes it's good to look at yourself and think, yeah, you're looking pretty healthy. But when somebody is physically ill or mentally ill, we can't actually look inside our bodies, can we? The only way we can is x-raying. But that's what I mean. Me, from a teenager, making myself sick has probably done long-lasting damage to my insides, to my stomach. Being overdosing because of being picked on about being fat, this, that, and the other. Having self-harm issues because of people. Having disorders because of being humiliated. Having anger because of it. You might want to watch a film called Carrie. People humiliated her. They chucked things on her. They did things to her that wasn't right. And then one day she flipped. So sometimes you want to then stop being so upset about somebody. Stop being so imagery about them. With all that with all the eyes, nose, mouth, with all the things that we're happy with and that we're not happy with in our own lives, our own bodies. We've all got things that are sometimes confidence boosters or confidence breakers. We all literally look at ourselves and think, you know what, you're looking healthy, you know what, your arms are looking big, your arms are looking strong, legs, you're looking good. But sometimes we don't need people to bring us down because we bring us. Sometimes we're never happy with ourselves. We all have insecurities, and we all have things that are not right. But when we compliment somebody on their looks, their hair, their eyes, their nose, the nose. Oh. But when we compliment somebody and we say, you look nice, you look cool, you're on the same wavelength, you like the same things I do, we have things in common, But sometimes people understand people more than they think. It can be spiritual, it can be emotional, it can be physical. When I was a child, I used to have a real big gap in my teeth, my front teeth. I ain't got none now because I've had them knocked out. But when I was like 7 or even 9, I had this big gap in my teeth, and I could use to get a pound coin and put the pound coin in my tooth. And I used to think it was funny. I used to think it was really, really funny. But I didn't understand because I was a child. I've never really had, I have had nice teeth, but I've never really had the teeth that I've wanted. I've never really had the what's it. Now, at the end of the day, I'm me. I'm unique. There's one of me. I've had a lot of problems with my palate in my mouth and stuff. You know, growing my palate, this, that, and the other. I had problems suckling. I had problems with my throat. I had digestion problems, my feeding. I had to be on a drip. I had to be on drips. Food drips. Because I couldn't physically eat food as a child. I had to have this fucking thing in my nose. This little fucking hot thing where I had to have a feeding tube. There we go. So next time you want to say about the size of my body or the size of me, you know now. So I wouldn't if I was you. Yes, I was an ill child. Alright. And yes, I had a lot of illnesses as a child, alright. So next time you want to slag me the fuck right off, or next time you want to fucking slander me, and think what worms you're opening up. Because it's in my fucking DNA, alright? I'm lucky to be alive in more ways than one. So next time you want to go off about someone's weight, I wouldn't weight or the hair or anything like that. Or even health problems that they have. Or even that their children has. People have a right to know about it. So my immune system's not good. So I need things to boost it. So yes, I'm gradually dying. So every year that I'm alive is a celebration. Because sometimes it misses generations, but sometimes it doesn't. Now look, my face is looking thin. You get what I'm saying? Stress brings it on. I look frail. Aggression can make my body go into shock. It can make me have twitches. It can make me have tics. Probably didn't know with a good pray. time because the medication that I was on. I used to have to lie down a lot. So well done, all you haters. Hope you're proud of yourselves. So don't befriend me and then try and harm me. Because what is it? Is it all my friends are trying to harm me? And all the people that walked out of my life, I hope you're happy. Or disown me, I hope you're happy. I hope you're proud of yourselves. You'll probably all throw a party when I die.